Has my headset dent came in yet? I can't really tell. I'm trying to get one like Jinxie, bro. If you go back and compare at my channel how much content I've posted this year comparative to last year, you're gonna see that I have posted much more. Part of that is because as my New Year's resolution, I wanted to post a lot more. I know I've mentioned this many times in the past, but YouTube is something I really want to do, it's something I'm passionate about, and so I want to get my best chance at being able to make a career out of it. But because I'm wanting to post more, that means I have to make more videos and edit more stuff. But because I'm kind of busy with my life, I don't always have the time to do that, which means I don't always have the time to make videos, which is where this comes in. In my opinion, I've always thought storytime videos were kind of cheap. Like, it's okay to do them every once in a while, but it's like, nah, I don't want to make my whole channel off of them for when I don't have something to post. That being said, I recently had a memory of a specific event that happened with one of my friends, and I thought it was really damn funny. And since I don't have really anything to post today, because since I go to college, there's only a certain amount of time I have off, otherwise I'm at college, work, or I'm studying, or hanging out with my friends. Granted, I guess I can make videos during that time, but I don't want to be making videos all the time. So the stars kind of aligned for me to make this video. That being said, I literally have to make this in like an hour. Make this, edit, and upload this in an hour before I have to get to class. I'm sorry for this whole yap session before the story, but that's just because I wanted to explain a few things. So now we get to the actual story, which will explain the title. So it was around May of last year, I'm gonna say May of last year, when this actually took place. I'm not for certain, but all I know is it was coming to an end of our senior year, and one of my friends who graduated at another school graduated 2 days before I did, but he had a graduation party that weekend that I was graduating as well, and he invited me over. And I was much different during this time last year, not necessarily this time, but during that time last year. Like, I ain't the way I am now. I was much more people-pleasing, I guess. And the reason I say that is because the first thing he does whenever I arrive at his house to hang out at this graduation party with him and spend the night with him is he offers me a Coke. For anyone who doesn't know, I am a type 1 diabetic, which means I can't produce my own insulin, and I cannot produce control the sugar in my blood without outside help from insulin pens. And the reason I mentioned I was very people-pleasing back then was because I didn't want to be rude and not take the Coke. Like, I would have had a valid excuse, like, hey, no, I can't. Like, he knew I was diabetic, but it didn't, like, click for him. And it was just kind of a thing because he knew I like Coca Colas and stuff like that. But it didn't click for him that I couldn't really have it. And I didn't want to be rude because I was afraid of being rude. So yeah, I took the Coke. I mean, it was pretty funny right after he did that because he was like, fuck, why'd I do that? But I told him it was fine, and I mean, I just took the Coke, and I figured since I had my insulin with me, it'd be okay. I would just take the amount of insulin or amount of sugar or carbohydrates that were in it, so. But then this is where the problem lies. After I took and drank the Coke, I said, I'll just wait for my sugar to start rising in my blood before I go take my insulin. I didn't have my insulin with me, and I did not realize that until my sugar started rising. But it takes about 15 minutes for your sugar to rise, so basically I didn't know for 15 minutes. So during that 15 minutes, I'm just kind of hanging out with my friend and a lot of his family, because a lot of his family came over. There was like this little shit kid, that wanted the pop gun that me and Jane were using. So I just aimed it at him and just unloaded the whole pop gun magazine on him. It was pretty damn funny. Then that same little shit started pinching me, like in my leg. So eventually I was able to get him off my leg from pinching me, and he stepped in dog shit. That was really funny. Eventually I get a notification on my phone that says, hey, your sugar is rising, dummy, go fix it, otherwise you're gonna fucking die. And so I tell my friend, hey, I'm gonna go take my insulin, you know, and I'll be right back. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool, you're gonna go shoot up, that's great. And I'm like, yep, definitely. Anyway, I go to where my bag is placed, since I'm staying the night there for the graduation party, and I start looking for my insulin. It's not in my bag. I check my pockets, I check all around the room, I check everywhere, and I can't find it. At this point, I'm starting to panic. Not from the, oh my gosh, I don't have my insulin with me, but because I'm too afraid to tell my friend that I need to go run home and grab it. So I just opt to thug it out. Like, I walk back outside and start hanging out with him again, and him and a couple of his other friends that were there, because it was not only his family, he invited a couple other people who graduated with him. We're like, hey, you done shooting up? I'm like, yep, definitely, as I'm like fearing that I'm going to die at his house. The best part is that he's an asshole, so if I were to die there, I was gonna have a note on me that said Jaden did it. So while everyone's having fun, having conversations, I'm just staring at my phone, watching my sugar climb, and thinking, is this next climb gonna be when I pass out and die? Is this next climb gonna be when I pass out and die? Eventually, I make an even bigger mistake, or not necessarily bigger mistake, but I make another mistake and eat more food, which has sugar, and will make my sugar rise even more. As I'm watching my sugar climb, it reaches a point where it's like, okay, I have to do something about this. I actually don't want to die in this dude's backyard. So I tell Jaden what's happening, my friend, and he starts laughing because he's an asshole. Granted, if he was in the same situation I was, I would start laughing because I'm an asshole. So he doesn't really tell his friends why I need to go back to my house and grab stuff. It's just he said I did because I forgot something there, which thanks for him saying that, so that way it doesn't, like, you know, not disclosing my personal medical information to the entire world, even though I'm doing that now in this video, but, you know, gabagool. So eventually I start walking to my car with Jaden, so do his friends, and I ask them why they're coming, like, to the car with me, and he's like, oh, well, we thought we were going with you. Motherfucker, my car could fit 2 people at best. It's a very small car. Second of all, I don't know them! They ain't my friends, they Jaden's friends. The only reason I'm bringing Jaden along is because if I don't, he's probably gonna burn his whole graduation party to the ground. That's how irresponsible he is. Eventually, me and my friend load up into the car, we go grab my insulin, and then we come back. And for reference, my sugar then was in the high range, which just doesn't give me a number, it just says high. And my thought process is that it was higher than when I got into the sugar I had when I went into the hospital for, like, one of these reasons. Not because I knew I was diabetic, this would be, like, before I knew, and it was, like, very unhealthy, and I was having, like, one of those episodes. And my sugar then was 417, and all it said was high on my thing when I was at that party. So I probably full well had a sugar level higher than what I had at the hospital. Anyway, I ended up being okay, and I'm now able to make this video, but I just thought that was really funny experience to hear, like, from an outside point of view. And so, yeah, also I needed a video to be made, so that way I could post it, hopefully in time today, or if not today, then tomorrow.